Polly McEwen, EIS ex-president and a primary teacher. I'm going to tell you a story about a primary 6 that I taught with autism. He came into school, he functioned, he thrived, he learned, he enjoyed school, but that wasn't always his reality. He struggled in primary 1, he was a challenge in primary 1, but at that time there was capacity in the system. The system was able to wrap their arms around him and give him everything he needed, to give us everything we needed to allow him to thrive. That isn't the reality for our children with ASN now. We need our system properly funded. We need our children's needs to be properly met. We need to get it right for every child.
Alan Crosby, EIS President. EIS is fully committed to mainstream inclusion for all our pupils, whatever their ASN need is. And we believe in meeting children's needs across the board. We also are committed to relational, human-centred approaches to behaviour issues. However, all of these things cannot happen properly unless we are given proper funding and resourcing.
The presumption of mainstream policy is a fabulous aspiration for education in Scotland. It would see our young people properly supported in schools. However, there needs to be a place for young people to be able to thrive in specialist provision which meets their needs. For us, we need to see that the presumption of mainstream is properly resourced across all sectors.
That our schools should be places that are absolutely filled with diversity, filled with children from all kinds of backgrounds, children who have all kinds of abilities, but that must be properly reflected in school estates, in staffing levels, in class sizes. Teachers must have appropriate levels of time to prepare lessons and to make sure that those pupils get the support that they really deserve.
My name's Andrew Fullwood. I'm an EAL teacher in Glasgow and I've worked in ASN for over 20 years. When the presumption of mainstreaming and inclusion was introduced in Scotland, it was the most progressive, inclusive education policy that existed anywhere in the United Kingdom. And it still is. Unfortunately, it's not properly funded. When we first had the presumption of mainstreaming and inclusion, I saw it work for so many pupils. Now I see it failing because we don't have the resources to deliver in the schools for the pupils, and it's causing problems.
Against the Shetland Local Association. I support mainstreaming in education. When the resources are put in place correctly, it benefits all children and staff.
Mainstreaming, what a fantastic idea, what a fantastic benefit to young people. But we've got to get the resources right, and that also means staffing. So let's fund ESN properly and let's go properly towards better mainstreaming.
The presumption of mainstreaming, so far as children with additional support needs, is important. However, it will only achieve what it's meant to achieve with sufficient funding, which does not exist at the moment. That funding must be put in place if mainstreaming is to achieve what it's intended to achieve.
This is a really important time for pupils with ASN and the staff that support them. Budget cuts are having a huge impact both in mainstream and in special schools. These are some of the most vulnerable young people across the country, and we need to stand up to support them and their staff. In mainstream, ASN pupils are struggling to fit into a very busy timetabled classroom setup. We have anecdotal stories of pupils struggling to stay in classes, being dysregulated on a regular basis and causing mayhem across the school. Resourcing is crucial. Financing those resources is absolutely important.
The presumption of mainstream in its title presumes that there will also be funding for said mainstream provisions. We know, of course, that that is not always the case, with funding critically low across the whole school estate. With increasing demands of our mainstream colleagues, specialist provisions are even more important.
Mainstreaming works, it's just fabulous. Seeing kids from so many different skills and attributes working together, feeling as a teacher you've managed to actually really help a kid make the most of their potential. It is just fabulous when it works, and it'll only work if we have the time and the resources we need to really support these kids and just help them thrive.